Alright lads, welcome to the round 12 review. So we scored 1705 this week, which isn't amazing. It's pretty much bang on average. So not a great round score, but I'll definitely take it. Puts us an overall rank of 8, so we dropped about 2 spots, which is fine. On a positive note, our team value's been going up a bit, so that's pretty good. I think it's about 17 million right now, so it has gone up quite a bit since last round. So positive signs there. And we ranked 6,204th for round 12, so pretty average. Could have been a lot better, but I'll talk about my team. In terms of the trades that we made, we stuck with our trades that we said we were, and we went Farah to Bianco, Grundy to Darcy, and Cumming to Crisp, which in the end were pretty good trades. Bit unfortunate for Sean Darcy to cop that hamstring injury late in the fourth quarter. So he's going to be out for a bit of time now. I'm expecting it to be around probably 3 to 4 weeks, although I'm not too sure. In terms of defense, pretty solid all round. Mills a bit under par with his 96, but he's looking like a great pickup, and he's definitely top 6. So if you don't have him at the moment, probably look to bring him in after his bye. But yeah, he was a bit poor this week, but hoping he can bounce back. And hopefully Dash had a big game for me soon, that'd be nice. Rory Laird, 131. Bounced back really well from last week, so I'm really happy with that score from him. And then Jack Crisp, 113. Looked good on debut. Played inside mid for the first half, and then pushed back and played full back for the second half. I think it was because Tyler Brown was playing midfield and he came in as the medical sub, as well as Penbury moving into the midfield caused Jack Crisp to play fullback instead of midfield. So yeah, his centre bounces in the second half was 0, but in the first half he was playing predominantly midfield. So it's a bit of a concern whether he plays inside mid or half back, because I want him playing inside mid. The reason we picked him up is because he played inside mid. I think he's a much better scorer when he plays inside mid, but he's also pretty decent at halfback, but not as good as he would be playing that mid role. So we'll have to wait and see where he plays this week, but we'll definitely hold him throughout the season, and hopefully he can dash at another good score, and he'll be a great player towards the back end. And then Doherty, 98. Started off pretty slow, but he worked his way into the game, and I think his third and fourth quarter were pretty big, so really happy that he got to 98. It was on like 30 at halftime, so good effort from Doherty. Jordan Ridley, 73. He's been one of the worst pickups I've ever brought into my team. It was either him or Newman at one stage in the season, and we went Ridley, and it's cost me a lot of points. Although Newman got injured this week, it did cost me 2 points. So Newman outscored him, and he played like 3 quarters. So bit of a shame, but Ridley's going to be going for me this week. 100% going for me this week. He's been really poor. And then Highmore, 21. Yeah, he came in as the medical sub and had no impact in the game. So he's probably getting dropped this week. So no hope for him playing, I don't think. Kosicki, Stewart had their bye, so they didn't play. And McRae, 114. It was either him or Merritt as captain, since Mills failed to score. Tried to go a bit of sneaky and chuck the VC on Mills. Didn't really pay off. So we went Merritt. I thought it was a safer option. We saw what Sarong did to Merritt when he tagged him, so I thought McRae might absorb that tag, so it was a bit risky, so we decided to play it safe and go Merritt. In the end, McRae outscored Merritt by about 2 points, so that's fine. But Merritt and McRae both been really good for me this season, and I'm really glad I started with both of them. McRae didn't play, a bit unfortunate. Bianco, 77, so I brought him in, and he was really good. He marks, he tackles, and he gets a lot of the ball, which is good. Playing high up forward, kicked a goal when Collingwood needed him to, so stood up, showed his leadership, and he looks like a really good player. I think when he starts playing a bit more on ball, he's going to average around the 90 mark, but I think he's a really good player, and he's really good signs for him in the future. And then Sam Walsh, 127. Really, really good stuff from Sam Walsh. I think he lacks the ceiling, Walsh, of like a 150, but his consistency is going to be there throughout the year, so I'm really happy with the Sam Walsh pick. It's paid off big time, so I'm happy with that. And like I said, Merritt as captain was beautiful. I'm really happy with his score. Nothing too special, but I would definitely take that. James Jordan, I want to talk about this guy. 60, not a great score, and he is just dropping in price now. which is a bit unfortunate. But his time on ground was really good. I think it was 85% he played, so he played most of the game playing along the wing, I'm pretty sure, and he scored really well. So he scored a 60, not too well. The reason it's only a 60 was because it had no tackles, so you add a couple tackles and he would have dashed at an 80. But I think with his wing roll, he's a safe bet for an 80 this week. And we'll hold him for one more week, and we'll probably look to offload him. But with all these rookies dashing out 30s and 20s, I think it's probably the best move to hold him until his bye and then offload him. But yeah, a really good score from James Jordan, been probably the best cash cow this season, so I'm happy with his output. Burns, bit under par, 56. His time on ground was really low, but I'll definitely take that. And Collie Dawkins, not too sure what happened here. He played 58% time on ground, so really low time on ground. But yeah, hopefully he bounces back this week. I think it was Prestia had a bit of an injury towards the end, so hopefully he's out and Dawkins can play a bit more inside mid and get a lot of the ball. And then Mitchell, Taranto both had their bye, so that's fine. Max Gorn, pretty standard, nothing too special from him this week. And then Sean Darcy, yeah, really unlucky. Darcy was on track for like a 115 score. 93 at the start of the fourth. Got injured very start and was out for the rest of the game. So he played like 69% time on ground and scored a 93. And like I said at the start of the video, he's going to be out for a while with the hamstring injury. So I'm expecting 3 to 4 weeks, but we'll have to wait and see. Reeves didn't play as well, so he had his bye. Hopefully he comes back in, he holds the spot, that'll be nice. And then Brockman didn't play as well. Rao was really poor, so he was one of the players that scored 30 for me this week, along with Chad Warner, so those two were pretty poor. And as much as I want to trade Chad Warner out, we'll probably hold him for his last week before offloading him at his bye. But yeah, pretty poor, and probably brought down my score a lot this week. Although it's 18, best 18, I have to cop one of those, so I think we copped the 38 from James Rao, which isn't great. Nick Hines, 74, was alright, nothing too special from him. I'll probably hold him throughout his bye and then play him afterwards. And Robertson, same goes with Robertson, outscored Hind, and he looks like he's improving a lot, I'd like to say. Lockie Neal might affect him a bit, but he's still scoring really well. His tackle numbers were up this week, so that was that. And I think with his inside mid roll, he should be fine. And Poulter, I'll give him the +3 this week for his 105. For a rookie to score 105, that's amazing. So he's been a really good cash generating rookie for me, and I'm really happy with this score. And Zeeble, Hall, Lazaro all had their bye. Hopefully Lazaro comes back this week. -3 would probably go to Chad Warner. It's just not good enough from him. But yeah, pretty average week, like I said. In terms of trades this week, what we're looking to do is we're going to bring in Whitfield and Kelly. Two players that have just had their bye, so they'll be playing for the rest of the season, and I'm really keen on both of them. I think both of them are top 6. So Ridley, the Whitfield's definitely confirmed. I think it's probably the most obvious trade this week. And then my second trade, I'm thinking of going Brockman, who's not going to get a gig, I don't think, to Armatry. We'll play him in the ruck, and then we're also bringing in Kelly for Darcy. Darcy's going to be out, so there's no point just holding him on the bench, so we're going to have to trade him. And I think Kelly's a suitable replacement. So this trade leaves me with 77k, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks on paper. Obviously it means we've got Max Gorn and Armatry, so we're not playing a big second ruckman, but that's fine. When Brody Grundy comes back, I'm thinking of trading out Devon Robertson to Grundy, and then we can flick Armatry up forward. So that's how the trades are panning out at the moment. In terms of structure for bye, it's looking like we're going to have Collie Dawkins has his bye the week after, but it's looking like we're going to be playing at least 20 this week, so if not 21. So it all depends on whether Lazaro plays. If Lazaro plays, we'll field 21. If he doesn't, we'll probably field 20. So I'm happy with that, and that means we're going to have about 18 next week, which is a bit rough. But if we do get given a 4th trade next week, it'll hopefully mean we'll get to field 19. Obviously, the Richmond West Coast game got pushed forward to this week, so I'm hoping we get the 4th trade next week, which will mean I'll be able to field 19. But yeah, we're very low on players for the round 14 bye, but we should be fine. In terms of captaincy, put the VC on Mitchell. We'll risk it for the biscuit, I reckon, this week. He's not been great in his last couple of weeks, but he's got a ceiling, as we've seen in the past, and he's definitely capable of scoring big. And Taranto, I like his matchup this week. He plays North, shouldn't cop a tag, and he's been really good in late form, so I think he's a good captain option. Other trade targets apart from Whitfield and Josh Kelly, I do like Sean Higgins as an option, although Mitch Duncan and Cam Guthrie might affect his scoring coming back in, as well as Dangerfield. And then there's Mitch Duncan, obviously a really good player, top 8 mid. Probably wait another week on him. He's got a really high break even. I don't think he'll be reaching that. And then Took Miller and Tom Mitchell, if you don't have them, are also really good options in the midfield this week. So there are a lot of good options to bring into your team this week. I think the most popular one's going to be about Lockie Whitfield and probably Kelly. But yeah, team's looking pretty solid. I'm looking forward to the weekend and seeing how my team scores. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.